Hey, it's Aaron, Metal Theologian. Kind of been a while. So yeah, it's kind of been a while, but I've got to make a video today because the mailman brought me something very nice from a very special person named Scott Waters. Try not to show any addresses. It's a little bit ridiculous. So, alright, so we're going to bust this open. We're going to do like an old-fashioned style VCLT video. You know, because I kind of quit doing those. It's sort of rather like trying to incorporate it because people never watch videos called VCLT from somebody. Well, in this case, I'm actually taking advantage of that. I'm deliberately going to give this a boring title, so the only people who watch it are people who like watch the channel, which is cool. And I'll just talk a little bit. So all this fucking pandemic shit obviously is like, you know, a big stress and it's kind of fucking nuts. But at the beginning of March, my dad actually got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And yeah, so I mean, I made a quick video. I went up to Cleveland to see him. I made a brief video, you know, sort of showing the hall. But I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to like, you know, I don't really like ask for sympathy and shit. But people have asked about me. I figure, you know, it's weird. I used to hate this kind of thing, and I still kind of do, actually. It feels so self-indulgent to, like, talk about this kind of shit. Talk about myself like this instead of records, but, you know, that's the way it goes. So anyway, I went up to Cleveland for a while just sort of take care of him, and, you know, there was a little bit of hope around treatment and that, but at least it became pretty obvious to me pretty quickly that it wasn't going to happen, because he was just too, you know, once he got diagnosed, it just went downhill, and it was just obvious that he was just too weak. So he actually died a month to the day after he was diagnosed. It was actually a day after his 20th wedding anniversary too, which is kind of nuts. So, I mean, he was in rough shape, and you know, you hear, but like, I thought he was going to go the night before, but like, you hear about how, you know, people will do things like stay alive for something specific like that and then go. Well, he fucking did that. He made it all the way through his wedding anniversary, and then the next morning, his wife, my stepmom, it's funny because I've been married longer than my dad, but she was like, okay, well, I'm going to go take a shower, and she like went upstairs, and he died when he went upstairs, and he hadn't been like really conscious for the last few days, you know, we assumed it was going on. So it's weird, you hear about things like that, like waiting for a loved one to leave the room before going, you know, but I'd never seen it myself before. It was amazing. So anyway, I've kind of been dealing with that. I haven't really been feeling the videos, even though with, you know, being home, I've been listening to a lot of music. In fact, part of the problem is fucking, I've been listening to mostly like soul jazz, so like shit like this, like Leo Parker. I've actually just busted this one out. I've been listening to a lot of actually newer funk stuff, and then a lot of like organ jazz, like shit like this. But you know, the funny thing is, I was sort of realizing, I was thinking about the idea of making a video, that I have a lot of trouble articulating this jazz shit anyway. People have complimented me on it, but I kind of feel like I'm winging it every time I talk about this stuff. I'm like, I can talk about whether or not I like a record, but I'm not so good that I can like say, oh, well, this is Leo Parker, as opposed to, you know, some other baritone saxophone player, and I can tell because of like his embouchure and shit. It's like, no, it's like fucking, you know, I can tell the records, and like, you know, I can always tell Coltrane's tone, you know what I mean? But beyond that, it's kind of rough. You know, Miles Davis with a mute is pretty distinguished too, but they're not distinguished, but easy to recognize. Yeah, so anyway, so that's it. Sort of a confluence of things. I've been playing a lot of Nintendo. It's funny because I watch people on YouTube like talking about making. Actually, one of the Vine Sauce guys I was watching the other day, he was talking about how much he loved the Super Nintendo because that's what he had when he was a kid. And like, that seems to be the thing, but like, I didn't play any of these games when I was a kid because I was a little bit too old, right? I was like, I didn't give a shit. I was like, I remember when I didn't even notice when the Super Nintendo came out. When the original Nintendo came out, I was like, that's really cool, but I'm not going to be spending my time playing games like that. So, you know, maybe that's the coolest video game thing I've ever seen. I'm going to buy records. So, so it's funny. It's like I'm making up for lost time or something. Whereas, like, I actually had an Atari, and Atari, I didn't. I look at those games now and I go, how was this like fun? Like, Like a game like Yard's Revenge, which is probably one of the best games on the Atari, I was like, man, this is actually pretty lame. So, kind of hate to say it, man. Like, I might be killing it for a lot of other, like, 45 and over people, like, saying, you know, the Atari really kind of sucked. But I don't know, man. Maybe we had better imaginations then or something. Except, I don't really believe that. And you'll never hear me shit on millennials on this channel for just that reason. So anyway, speaking of things I'm not going to shit on, this record... Damn, you know, I didn't know this existed. I think Scott might have mentioned to me that this was coming. But I hadn't even seen the cover of this before. First of all, check out that sticker. There you go. Little extra plug for Scott right there. Buy lots of shit from No Life Till Metal. And if you know something, if you're interested in some shit, but like you're not sure if you'll like it or not, you can ask Scott that too, because if he doesn't think you'll like something, he'll just fucking tell you. And I respect that so much. It's like, I'll just say, like, there'll be a new fucking set of releases coming out from, you know, some like limited run vinyls or something like that, you know. And I'll be like, okay, Scott, which ones do I need? And he'll be like, this one sucks. These other two, I like them, but you probably wouldn't like them. And this other one, you know. I'm like, bam. Like, across the board, it's like been scores. So I'm like, even some shit that I didn't know, like, what was that band called? I want to say Betrayal or something like that. They're like mid-90s or something, a little late for sort of my comfort zone. Yeah. So anyway, I'm stoked to check this out. In fact, I'm going to fire this up right now because I really want to hear it. I'm going to figure the video ought to be longer than 6 minutes anyway, right? Especially because I'm talking so much. I guess that's what happens when it's been a while. It's like it all comes out, like bam, you know. We had to get our fucking 8-track replaced too, by the way. They just did that today. Like, this is a brand new unit outside that window back there. I've never dealt with that before. It kind of sucks. In fact, you know, so I was thinking, kids move out, something happens to my wife, I think I want to move into a fucking apartment again, because owning a house is a pain in the ass. I know some of y'all like shit like mowing lawns and that, but I hate every minute of it. I really do. I'm an indoor person. Really always have been. Yeah, my mom used to tell a story that, like, she would, like, make me go play outside, like, when I was a really little kid, like, maybe 5 or something like that. She'd be like, you have to go outside for a half hour. And so, she'd, like, put on, like, an egg timer to a half hour and fucking and I would bring a book outside and sit down and, like, read the book. And then as soon as the time went off, I'd go right back inside. So, I don't remember that. That's, like, family lore shit. But I could believe it, because I'm still that way now. Here's that sticker again. Look at that. It's fucking shiny. It's shiny AF. Alright, let's check this out now. God, this is such a cool looking cover, man. Like, if you had described this color scheme to me, I would have said, that kind of sounds like shit, man. But that's just beautiful, man. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this cover. It has a bull on it. It's going to be, like, orange and blue. It's like, dude, orange and blue? Come on, what the fuck is this, a football team? But that's beautiful, man. I guess it's kind of more greenish than blue. I don't know, man. You're not going to be able to see through the fucking camera anyway, so. Alright, let's fire this up. Got some colored vinyl here we'll check out, too. God damn. Fuck. Yeah, so it's been a really difficult month, but I have not lost interest in records. In fact, the weirdest thing, I was in Cleveland for 2 full weeks, and kind of the weirdest thing about it was, you know, I stayed at my brother's place, and I love hanging out with my brother. My brother's awesome, you know? Like, he's like someone I would enjoy hanging out with even if he weren't my brother, you know? Which I suppose is a good criterion for, like, a family member you want to hang out with, as opposed to when you don't, if you know what I'm saying? And if you don't, you're blessed. But his house is so quiet all the time because he isn't playing music all the time. You know? It's like, it's so quiet. The TV's off. There's no record. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. It's amazing to me that people live like that. Off to a really good start. This almost reminds me of some of that mid-period Celtic frost. You know, I mean, almost is kind of the key word in that sentence. There's a really different color than like to Megatherion, but like, but it kind of reminds me of it a little bit anyway. You know, they're sort of marching this. You know. That's a solid riff. This is awesome. Alright, everyone buy lots of shit from Scott. Subscribe to his channel too, even if you don't buy anything. Just fucking check out his channel, because I was telling you before, he'll tell you if he likes it or not. Or if you'll like it or not too. And you can see that in his videos as well. For my part, man, this is fantastic. I really appreciate it. God damn, it's so good. I wonder what else we have here to talk about, just for the hell of it. I don't know, man. Here's a record I didn't expect to like, but I liked a lot. Actually, I was curious. I thought I might like it. But, yeah, harp jazz. Didn't think I'd dig that, but I fucking do. Listen to some funk shit too, like this, man. This record's sitting here. Fucking Trouble, man. You want to see a great picture here? Like, what's better than a gatefold? How about Marvin? There you go. That's some good shit. And the record's fantastic. It's actually one of my favorite Marvin Gaye records these days. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I've got. So that's my like quick little update. And Scott's a hell of a guy. I meant every word I said back when I was here. So, all right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.